Welcome back. We are on day 2 of the One Client Away Challenge. I'm Heather Waniger. I am the Chief Experience Curator for Abundance Worldwide. We are so excited. We've got so much information. We are going to rock and roll in this next hour. So excited to have you here. If you're already here, which I think I've seen Paige, I think I saw Shirley, and I think Lily was even on and fired up and ready to go. Drop in the comments. Let me know that you're here right now, that you are team live. Always love seeing you guys here and being ready to play all out for the minute we go live. So super excited that you're here. If you're catching me on replay, go ahead and drop it down, team replay. We want to make sure that as many people can see this free training to be able to help you guys grow your business. So super excited that you are here. We are not going to waste any time. We are going to go ahead and just jump right into the training. What we're talking about today is creating excited buyers. Wouldn't you love to have all the buyers eager and ready to be able to buy from you before they even talk to you, right? Raise your hand. Who would not love that? We want all of that. Here's what we're doing this week. We have got 5 days. It is all freaking free. So you guys, if you have friends, invite them in. It is not too late. If you did not catch day 1, drop in the comments right now, day 1 replay. We want to make sure that we get that information to you, tag you, because everything this week we continue to build on each other. So drop it in, day 1 replay. You do that, we will make sure that myself or someone else on the team can get the content to you so you can catch up and get ready to rock and roll here for day 2. Day 2, we're talking about creative excited buyers. Day 3, we're talking about the Heck Yes sales system. Brian is coming in on day 4 for the secret psychology behind leadership and influence. And day 5 is a 7-figure coaches model. Other cool thing, we have lots of bonuses. So if you have not gotten workbooks yet, every day after the challenge, they're sent in an email. If you aren't receiving those, comment below. Need the workbook. We want to make sure we get that to you. This stuff is gold. You think this free challenge is awesome? The workbooks will continue to expand and create more content with scripts and templates. So you want to have that. Here's what we're doing. Here's where we start. We start with celebrations. Every coaching call I ever do, and honestly, it expands into every aspect of my life. I am about celebrating. I'm about celebrating the big, the small, everything in between. So right now, drop in the comments what you are celebrating. What did you do yesterday since the last challenge video training that we did? What have you accomplished? Tell the celebrations, leave them below. This is a community that wants to support everybody here. We hear that over and over. This community cares about one another. So drop it below. We want to celebrate. Here's why. What gets celebrated gets replicated. So if you had one awesome interview, would you love to have 1, 2, or 10 more? Absolutely. Celebrate it. Our bodies will recognize and think, ooh, that was good. We want more of that, right? So what gets celebrated gets replicated. So celebrate. My celebrations are as little as I have a little ringer bell at home at my office, which I'm not even at home. I'm in Florida right now. We have a little ringer bell. So when I do something, I'm like, man, knock that project out. Ding! It can be as simple as that, a little pat on the back. Sean, in a conversation we had recently, I'm like, man, I was having a tough time. How are you going to celebrate? And we did a little dance party, right? It doesn't have to be a lot. Some of my celebrations are planning trips with my boys. Celebrate. We're starting right now here in the chat. This is me. You guys, this is me. We love to celebrate and support and cheer them on. I need more sparkles like this girl just to be able to recognize that. And this was so fun as I was looking in gifts for excited girl. Molly Mahoney was like in the top 4 or 5 rows. So I had to throw in her too, just because it's so fun because she's one of our friends. So here's a question I have for you guys. Interviews. What have you completed in the last 24 hours? Where have you done the interviews? How many have you done? Here, I want to shout out Paige and AC because both of them in the poll that I had asked last night has already done 2. That is amazing. And oh, and Michelle. Michelle has done 3 interviews in the last 24 hours. You understand how much clarity, how much knowledge, how much opportunity for potential clients there is in that. So congratulations, kudos to all of you guys. I know there are more of you guys. I love how you guys are showing up, how you guys are engaging in the group, how you're going out and doing interviews, being big and bold, and it is amazing. Ryan, the one on the left, he's a boldness coach, and he will come in and really celebrate the boldness that you're doing. He comes in and trains on Thursday. So, prizes and giveaways. Here are the things that we have that we are doing this week. We've got Amazon gift cards that we're gonna be giving away. Literally, go live. If you haven't gone live, do it right after this because you have a chance to win an Amazon gift card just for doing that. We're giving away an iPad mini. We're giving away book bundles. You guys, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Then we're giving away coaching. Like, this is nonstop nuts. I don't know of other challenges that are completely free, that give the workbooks completely free, that also do these amazing prizes. So engage, get involved in this group. We're here to help you, and we also just like to have fun. I'm the experience curator. We want to have fun. This is one of our ways of being able to do it. And speaking of that, money, money mindset, there is a post in the group. Make sure you're commenting on that because that money, money mindset post is being closed today. Can't tell you when, but make sure you comment because that's another way to earn 25 bucks just by making the comment money. How easy is that? Anyway, you guys, if you want to get to results even faster, here's what you want to do. You want to join the Inner Circle. Inner Circle is where we have private coaching this week only, and it is phenomenal. It's every day through Thursday at 10:30. So just a short break after this Inner Circle. We hop on Zoom, we'll answer questions, connections, and personally help you figure out ways to land a client. Now, here's the cool thing. In addition to all of that, we have tons of bonuses. The bonuses are a lot of swipe templates and copies, and this we're including a list of social media posts to help you get the most engagement in 2024. All of this is added in there. So for 97 bucks, not only can you hop on the calls and you get the recordings of it, there is so much value. This is where you sign up, clientschallenge.com/inner circle. Get signed up, you can hop on the calls and get all of the great bonus content as well. The one last thing I'm gonna tell you about Inner Circle is that the Inner Circle, several of the people that have joined because the timing doesn't work. They get the replays, right? They aren't able to be on the call live. So yesterday, right, you could have had a one-on-one call. Go ahead and get in. You never know what you're going to be able to extract from those calls. So make sure you hop on. What was your biggest gold nugget from yesterday? This is the first thing that I want to know. Well, I think I've already asked you questions, so probably not the first, but it's one that I want to know. What is your biggest gold nugget? Drop it down now. Hashtag gold nugget. Tell me what it is that you really gained from yesterday. It could be from the training. Maybe it was insight that you got from the actual interviews that you did. So if you guys are in interviews, what was the gold nugget from that? Tell us how day one has already helped you. And just know it's going to keep getting better and better because we still have 2, 3, 4, and 5 still ahead. So super excited. Make sure you drop it down there. That is what really helps us know what is really working and helping you shift your business to the next level. We want to make sure that this stuff stays in because every challenge, we're always making tweaks. We're always looking for ways to improve it to make it better for you. Tell us what needs to stay. That we want to know. All right. So how many conversations did you have yesterday? What insights did you gain from the conversations? There is so much clarity that you can get from getting in those conversations. All right. We've already mentioned clarity, right? We have 3 sources of clarity. We have the oops clarity. I don't know about you, but oops clarity is something that I do very well. It comes from your mistakes. It comes from showing up imperfectly. It comes from when you're not afraid to make the mistakes and then realize, oops, okay, so that didn't work. I'll go try something else. And who cares if you have 17 oops before you figure out that the 18th way is the way to work, right? It's okay. Because if it takes you 18 oops to get to where you want to do and be able to have the results that you want, guess what? You are far further along than the person that's sitting on the couch still waiting to try to be perfect, right? So embrace the oops. It is so okay. That is one source of clarity. The second source of clarity is, ooh, those come from conversations. You might have had ooh from something Sean said yesterday. You know, those gold nuggets are the oohs from the conversations. It's not a one-on-one conversation, but you're getting that information that's like, oh, yes, that is exactly what I need to do. Man, now I know the next step. You get that clarity from that. And the last one is, huh, it's almost like, you know, it's just coming from your gut. Like, it's not even something that is stemming specifically from a conversation or a mistake. It's just that you know deep down in your core, you know, that that's the right thing to do. You know, maybe it's your intuition from God, whatever it is, how you like, there's something in your stomach. Listen to it, because I tell you what, it has never been wrong. There have been some times that I've ignored it, and It's reminded me that that feeling and sensation is there for a reason. So it's kind of a, "Huh, okay. Yep, now I know I need what to do." Whether it's doing something, moving something to your plate, or a conversation to have, or how not to handle something, right? There's something in your gut. So those are 3. Oops, oop, and huh. All right. So here's what I wanna know. If you haven't had any conversations yet, what is holding you back? I am looking at the chat. I am loving this stuff. Um, Roy says he changed your ideal prospect to professional looking for even a smaller improvement, and she and he is willing to. Um, all of these things that you guys are hearing and saying, I'm loving all those comments. So here's what I want to know: if you haven't had any conversations yet, what's holding you back? Why haven't you done it? So you felt like it was you didn't have time? Was there anything around fear maybe that was holding you back? Or are you waiting to be perfect? Newsflash, don't wait. I'd I'd still be far, far down. I wouldn't have even started a business if I was waiting for that, right? What is it that's holding you back? And be honest. Be honest with yourself because you need to really know what is holding you back to be able to know how to fix it, how to overcome it, how to make sure that you're like, "Yes, I'm moving forward." Here's the thing. Look at this. Who runs the world? Girls. I know you guys are singing it right now, so it's okay. But at the end of the conversation yesterday of Sean's training, you're like, yes, I am doing it. I'm gonna go do those trainings. I'm listening to this, and now I'm gonna go do those interviews. I'm gonna get that clarity through these conversations. I'm gonna do it. And then all of a sudden, if you're like me, and sometimes you can get all motivated and all fired up by something. And then you may want to crawl down into the little hole, right? This cracks me up. How many of you guys have been there? Like, yes, 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 fired up. And then when the actuality of having to do it, you get run, you run, you want to hide, right? That's why we are here this week. We are all here to hold each other accountable. We're all here to help you succeed. So if someone was on day one that you saw interacting, drop their name in the chat right now. Make sure they're on again today. Hold them accountable to keep going forward. That's what we're doing this week. And the challenge is we want to make sure that we're helping you succeed and move forward. And that's what we do in the coaching that we offer as well. So here's one thing that Sean says. He's the COO, the CEO, and you heard him speak yesterday on day one. He says many great things in life that we want never happen, mostly because we're so afraid of awkward moments. Can you relate to that? I know I sure can. We start worrying about what other people are thinking and what their judgment is. Here's what I have to say. Here's what I've started to embrace. I've just started to embrace who I am. These are the kind of posts I make on my professional page. You guys, I'm literally in now. Most of these people that were rappelling down this wall for a fundraiser were in like sweats and jeans, like and a hoodie that you can see the guy next to me partially in this picture. They're dressing normally. What do? I show up at this thing with sweatpants that I take to it to make it look like Buzz Lightyear. I'm literally wearing Buzz Lightyear inflatable wings on me as I go down. So what do I say? I say embrace your weird, attract your tribe, and change the world. Because literally that is what we get to do. If I'm not showing up authentically to who I am, I'm not going to have the clients that I want that fill me with excitement, that fill me with joy, that I know that I can have the major impact to. When I first started, I felt like I needed to be professional. Professional meant serious, meant that's how I make money, right? I'm like, what in the world? It did not work. What worked is when I embraced my weird because I attracted the people that I meant to serve, and we get to change the world together. Because literally, what we do as coaches, it's we are not psychologists and we are not therapists, and we don't have that formal training in that aspect. We have other certification stuff, right? But we are changing the world and impacting people one person at a time with the things, whether it's high surface and we're talking about creating funnels and doing those sorts of things, or doing deep inner work and working and creating and breaking trauma and trauma from generations and breaking all of that, right? Helping believe that they're worthy and all of that. We get to change the world. Is that not so freaking exciting? So that's what I'm telling you to do. Just embrace your weird. So you can't grow what you don't know. So let's see where you guys are at. So this is where we do heck yes or heck no. You get to either say heck yes or you get to say heck no if this is accurate. So you have quality conversations with the potential clients or collaborators on a weekly basis. Now, there's no maybe. You don't get to be like, well, but most weeks I do. Nope. Heck yes if you do it every single week. Type 1 yes or 1 no. We just wanna know where you're at. This is a great evaluation for you to see where you're at. So do you have quality conversations with clients or collaborators every single week? Number 2, you know exactly how to powerfully serve a prospect before they ever become a client. Number 3, you have a consistent stream of referrals that are sent to you. Now, again, remember, heck yes, heck no. It's like being pregnant. You can't sort of be pregnant. You get to either lean all into yes or lean on into no. 4, you have a daily, weekly, and monthly routine that helps you achieve your business goals. And number 5, you set appointments through a booking software so you can serve potential clients to a sale. It's just great awareness. Where are you in all of these things? So in today's training, we're gonna talk about the fastest way we found to getting clients, like getting a client today, the 3 conversational breakdown of a high ticket sale, and how to create an experience that can turn complete strangers into excited buyers. I don't have the cool sunglasses like this cat does, but if you guys are ready, we're just gonna jump right in. So the question is, how do I find dream clients? Okay, so think of this, like you are driving down and you've got a billboard and you see this burger, right? It looks awesome. All of a sudden you're getting hungry and you think it sounds good. Cool. You've got advertisements like this. You've got Disney, right? That is always promoting and excited and has you wanting to go there. What is the goal? What's the reason behind these types of ads? Right? The goal is not for them to have a sale, to close a sale in that moment. You're driving down the interstate. You cannot purchase that burger in that very second. The idea behind all this stuff is to build the excitement, right? They are using these tools to be able to create excited buyers before they even walk in the door. That is what we wanna do too. Now for me, these are more the kind of castles that excite me. I am all about traveling, so you throw me some castles like this, and now my attention is in. This kind of stuff fills my feed. It knows, yes, it wants to get me excited to go to Bali, to go to that specific hotel because I'm excited about it, and one day I will plan that trip to go, and that's the hotel I'm gonna be using, which then they get my revenue, right? They get the money. So, travel is definitely all of my thing. I mean, who wouldn't enjoy travel? Who wouldn't wanna be this cool dog right here, this little pooch just chilling by the pool? So, heck yes, marketing gets dream clients excited, just like those billboards are, just like the Disney does, just like all of those travel things that come into my feed gets me excited. Yes, sales gets the dream clients committed. So every marketing strategy can be broken up into two techniques. So if you are writing this, I know we're going fast, but if you wanna write it, you're more than welcome to. Just draw a little T in your line and on your paper. You're gonna put initiative marketing on one side, and you put attraction marketing on the other. Now, what is initiative marketing? It is the quickest way to create clients right now. It focuses on building relationships through conversation. Tactics, it could be interviewing, which you guys have already done. So awesome. Celebrate that. It could be networking, it could be attending events, it could be cold or warm calling. I am not a fan of cold calling, but that could be something that you're doing. Messaging on LinkedIn, building relationships with everyone you meet, even strangers, right? All of that falls into it. It's a short-term strategy that requires a lot of energy. Would you guys agree with that when you were doing those types of things? It's taking a lot of energy. Now, attraction marketing is the slowest way to create clients. Now, the caveat is, right, unless you have Olympic-sized budget. Like, if budget is no option, hey, go ahead. You can go ahead and throw it all out there and speed it up, but typically the slowest. It's gonna focus on creating content that hopefully generates interest. Tactics can include live streaming, posting on social media, writing blogs. It could be doing a podcast, recording videos, building a Facebook group, creating funnels, building an email list. There are so many options. It all takes time. So long-term strategy, it just requires a lot of time or money. Now, even though that one is slow, that one takes more time, takes more money, right? Takes more energy for the initiative, right? They both are important. If you need a client now or aren't making at least $8,000 a month, which puts you at about the six-figure mark, right? Getting close to $100,000. If that's where you're at, you need to initiate and then attract. So, as I said, one of the things that I mentioned was interviewing. So the good news is you already started. By asking someone if you could interview them, you've already initiated and gotten in a conversation. More good news, Initiative marketing feeds attraction marketing. Every time you have a conversation, you will generate new ideas for content that can be used in the future. You could generate a new course, a new creation, making a pivot, right? We talked about those things yesterday. There are all kinds of things that you can do that will feed into that attraction marketing. Changing your language, right? When you're getting conversations and doing initiative marketing, now you have better language to attract your ideas. So super, super important. Here's one example that Sean out of a retreat that I actually attended. So this is attraction marketing. All he's doing is making a social media post. Hey, I'm so excited about for a retreat in May. It is all about getting stuff done. Interested in the deets? Look at how many people commented. 89 comments. The thing sold out. It was phenomenal. And here's the cool thing. While we were there, I said, "Oh, I would love to do this one day." And in my head, all the self-doubt, "Well, I'm not ready for that yet. I need to do A, B, and C first, and then maybe I could do that," all the stuff. He's like, "Do it. Do it right now. Make a post." I'm like, "I will." And so I made a post that I said I was hosting a retreat. Before I left that one, I already had people booked. We had our first retreat last year. In a few weeks, we're going to Costa Rica for our second one. All because I had someone holding me accountable of they heard what I said, they heard what my heart said. And he's like, "Yeah, well, just go do it." Okay, I will. I'm not gonna wait. So super exciting. We actually do have a couple spots left, so if you're a female entrepreneur that wants more information on that, we've got a great group that's going down to Costa Rica in a few weeks. So, here's a post that I made about your last vacation. Where do you go and what did you love most about it? 104 comments. What I do is I love helping people break through their limiting beliefs, help them feel transformed, help them have fun, and live a life that they enjoy surrounding by other like-minded people. So we do a lot of travel, right? Look at all the people that I have that I know that I can engage with. And because of that post, I have a couple other people that are interested in my Morocco trip in March. You guys, it's attracting. It's attracting. So when putting a marketing strategy together, here's what you need to know. The greatest enemy you will face, do you know what it is? Distraction. How I don't know if, like you, if that resonates with you, but it's like, "Oh my goodness, squirrel," and you're off and running. I am ADHD, shiny object syndrome, right? And it's like all kinds of distractions. Here's what you need to do when you're feeling that way. First, ask yourself, "What's your ultimate goal?" Well, it's landing clients, right? Duh. Okay. Well, look at all the work that you do on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. What is it that you do? You're doing websites, you're doing funnels, doing all sorts of tasks, emails, social media posts. Then ask yourself, if you did that one thing and only that one thing for 30 days, would you land a client? If you tinkered with your website for 30 days, would you have a client on day 31? If you tinkered with your funnel for 30 days, would you have a client on day 31? If you created graphics for social media every day for 30 days, would you have a client on day 31? Don't try to do everything. This is, to me, the most encouraging thing. Just don't do everything because you'll end up doing nothing. I don't know about you, but the whole squirrel thing pops right back in. "Oh, but I gotta do this, this, this. I need to do my podcast. I need to do my social media posts," and I don't do anything well. And a lot of times, I don't do anything because here's me. "Woo, lots of work to do. Tired. Okay, I'm just gonna go take a nap." I'm trying to do too much. I love my nap. So, this is what we're doing. We're gonna leverage the power of one thing. If you've not read the book, The One Thing by Gary Keller, highly recommend that you do that. Fantastic book, really reinforces doing one thing, the power of one. One offer with a high profit margin, one marketing strategy, find it, then repeat it, and then one entry point. Do, then done. We're gonna talk about that on Friday. So yesterday on day 1, we talked about the offer. Day 2, we're doing the marketing strategy, finding, then repeating, right? We just get to focus. So many times we could be on the verge of really great success, and we get distracted. Even distracted with good things, but we're not focused on the great thing, right? I think sometimes we can be more afraid of success than we are afraid of failure, and that distraction thing, right? It allows us to stay where we're comfortable. So I'm challenging you, get uncomfortable. So, do you wanna know 80% of the time of your time should be focused on if your goal is to land clients? single activity that has had the highest ROI in my entire business, and I know it has in Sean's and Brian's as well. We are all in the same boat. Yep, all ears. Tell me if you love Ted Lasso. Just drop in the comments if you're a Ted Lasso fan. Gosh, I love that show. So, so good. It's conversation. You want to be able to get into conversations. Conversations build relationships. So, we asked you about all those other things. You did 30 days of the website, 30 days of the funnel, 30 days of social media posts. Could you land a client? I mean, possibly, right? But if you want a guaranteed way, really surefire, if you had 30 conversations this month, 1 per day with potential clients, do you believe you could turn at least 1 into a client on day 31 by day 31, right? Yes. Okay, so a 10% conversion rate is really low. So let's just say if you had 30 conversations at a conversion rate of 10%, that's 3 new clients, not just 1. Now you've got 3. Okay, that's amazing. Let's talk numbers. So if your coaching is $2,500 a month, 3 new coaches, 3 new clients, you got 7,500 a month. If you did 5,000, you're at 15,000. $10,000 a month offer, it's at $30,000 a month. What would you do? You know, just for funsie, drop in the comments, what would you do if you're generating $30,000 a month? What would you do? And it could be so I mean, it doesn't matter. I just wanna know. Because here's the thing, you need to know why you want to generate that money. And it's not about the money, it's about what you get to do with the money. What is it? What is your why? What do you wanna do? Tell me. Let's talk about if you had a 30%, 25% conversion rate with the 30 conversations. So 30 conversations, a conversion rate of 25%. That's really good if you are getting in a lot of conversations. Now, let me tell you this, if you're coming to me and saying, "Well, I have a 100% conversion rate. I have a 85% conversion rate." That's amazing, and I will tell you, you're not getting enough conversations. You're just not. You're leaving money on the table, you're leaving opportunities to serve other people that will change their life forever if that's your conversion rate. You wanna be in lots of conversations to be able to do this. So conversion rate of 25% is actually pretty good. So at 8 new clients, let's go over these numbers again, right? So now if you have that many people, look at that, at $5,000 a month, you're bringing in $40,000. $10,000 a month, $80,000 a month. You could probably buy yourself a new pair of shoes with that, couldn't you? Even buy those red bottom shoes that so many people love. I'm more of a tennis shoe girl, so I don't own any of those, but, you can have some of those. So as we go through these things, and you're hearing that, some of you might be like, super excited, man, game on. I'm ready. Like, this, it totally makes sense. I'm in, right? And other people might be thinking, "Well, I didn't even land any clients this month." Okay, so if that's a picture of you over here in this little pretty frame, and you're thinking you haven't landed any clients this month, here's what I ask you. How many one-to-one conversations have you had this month? Mm. If you're like me when I was on the other side of the screen and I hear these kind of conversation stuff, it's like, "Ooh, that one hurts." That hurts. But it's like, "Yeah, I feel that one." 'Cause have you had lots of conversations? With my photography students that I coach and help them with their business, I hear, "Well, I couldn't ever make $5,000 in a single portrait session." Okay, but my response to them is, "Have you asked for $5,000? Do you have an offer that is $5,000?" Because the average photographer will generate around $500 for a session. How am I generating 10 times more while still producing similar, right? It's all art, but I mean, producing portraits for families. Well, the first thing is I'm asking. If you don't ask, you can't receive it, right? It's one of the laws of abundance, the 7 laws of abundance. If you have not watched that free training, go back and watch 7 laws of abundance. You have what you're willing to ask for. If you're not asking, nobody can give it to you, no matter how awesome they think you are. So if you wanna land a lot of dream clients, live in conversation. Your content should lead people to conversations. You should initiate conversations every single day. Live in conversation. So This is, a quote by Rich Lichtman. It says, "My mission in life is to have extraordinary conversations with extraordinary people. I simply live in conversation." I think that's so cool. I think in this world with technology and always having our heads down on the phone and feeling like we're just in our own little bubble, right? We forget to pick up and look around and see who is around and have those extraordinary conversations with extraordinary people. From the guy that I sat in the sweet box at an NFL game that was worth over $600 million to a janitor that is in our, school district that is so loving on every single kid that it is his mission to attend the games. He's known as Coach Chris. He is a phenomenal human being. And if I'm not in conversations, I don't know about these extraordinary people. So be around, look in the conversations. Now here, this is something that is super cool. Oh my goodness, I gotta start talking faster. We got so much to talk about. Okay, here's what I want you to realize. We get a little frustration on the left and how likely to invest in a high-ticket solution. So these are the types of people that you will interact with. There are diehards. They're satisfied. They're maybe just not your target market. There's no need, or they don't see a need in what you're offering. Then you've got freeples, right? Freeples, or as Jen called them, was cheaples, right? People that like maybe will invest a little bit, that they're free. They're not willing to invest a whole lot. They You got to nurture them to help them understand what you're offering, right? And then the other ones that you have are skeptics. They've been burned by past experiences. Drop below if you have been burned by an experience or someone else that you've had a conversation with has expressed to you that they're hesitant to work with you because they've been burnt by someone else. Now, we don't have time to talk about it, but the FTC is really honing in on coaches and how we're showing up, the promises that we are making, and because people have gotten burned and burned bad, and unfortunately, a couple bad eggs, will spoil the whole bunch again, right? So, again, whole other side topic conversation, but people have been burned, and there's a reason why that they need some more nurturing before they say yes. You have supporters, they're low ticket buyers, or they are potentially high paying ticket clients when you have the right offer. You just haven't had the right one. We have impulse buyers. They just don't wanna they're unlikely to implement. They're the FOMO, fear of missing out, right? We just wanna help them clarify their bigger problems and motivate them to take action after purchasing. Again, all of that is through nurturing conversation. Oh, and I hit the button the wrong way. Hold on. So now we're gonna go and we're gonna see these pop up just again. All right. Now, the next level are kinda like the tiptoers, like, they're really eager, they're climbing up a little bit more in the frustration ladder, and they're a little bit more excited, they're ready, they're getting close, but they just need more information. They need more information about your service or your program, right? But then in this top upper corner, they're most likely to invest in a high ticket solution, their frustration is an all-time level, that's your dream team, right? They're like, "Yeah, just go, send me that invoice." So through all of this, content can lead you from one stage to the next stage very easily. If you got a skeptic, you're giving more information, content, blogs, whatever it is, and you're building that trust, right? Conversations then can lead them to, "I'm ready, I'm in, let's go." The cool thing about conversations, look, it can actually jump to go from free pull to, "I'm in, I'm all in, take my money, let's go." So conversations are very key. So you got content and conversation. All right. Creating excited buyers. How are we doing this? Here's the thing, 93% of people see 0 value in speaking with a salesperson. I will raise my hand. I know when someone calls me, I'm like, immediately like, what do they want? Feeling, like I immediately start to close in. I don't see the value in that. But here's the thing, this is what we think, right? I don't wanna tell someone my offer because 'cause I'm like this lazy car salesman. "Come on down. We're gonna go ahead and take all your money." That is not the case. But that's what a lot of buyers think. Salespeople are dangerous. They can manipulate me into making a decision I'll later regret. It's because of experience I've had in the past. It's the skeptic, right? Some of my favorite students have been skeptics. But through conversations like, "Yes, I'm in," and they have been so happy, right? So, it's instead of that, be a professional and create an experience that they'll never forget. So a high ticket client will never become a high ticket client until they experience what it's like to be a high ticket client. Conversations, right? Make having a conversation with you irresistibly valuable to a potential client. Let me know if you think this challenge has been irresistibly valuable. Like, that is our goal, right? We want to be able to provide you a lot of great content for free for you to be able to go out and make changes and make impact in your business today without even waiting. Think about having a one-on-one conversation, how much more valuable that can be. So you'll get offers to be able to schedule a one-on-one call with us. We've got an offer that we'll talk about at the end of the week as well. Right? But what we want to do right now is help you start understanding like this is what it's like to be a client of ours, right? You get to do the same thing with people that you're having conversations with. So how do you get into conversation? This right here, guys, is the biggest one of the biggest things that helped me switch to not feeling sleazy. Do not sell, serve. You have something amazing to offer, and you're doing the world a disservice by not offering it. Serve them, don't sell. Don't be the sleazy car salesman. Do not tell, ask. Do not push, help. Do not control, lead. Okay, so this is what we call them. We call them wow talks. So our wow talks, it's a conversation with you that is so insightful. The prospect says, "Wow, I've never thought of it that way before. Whoa, I hadn't considered that. Oh, wow." Right? That's what you want to be able to do in conversations. So the Heck Yes sales process, 3 parts. We like to make it as simple as possible. Simple is fun, simple makes money, fun makes money. In my life, the more fun I have, the more revenue I generate, right? The things that might drain you will make it harder, in my experience, to where it feels like I'm just plugging along and it's just not fun, and my energy is a whole different level. When it's doing the things that I love, I find the one thing that works for me, and lean in and do the one and have all the fun, initiate and attract. You can either use the high profit referral system or the authority, influence, and abundance content method that we have for initiating and attracting. The next step is giving the wow talks, right? That's what we talked about, where you give the prospect an experience of what it's like to work with you. The talk is to create clarity and insight that will help you move forward, whether they choose to work with you or not. Sales conversations. Now, this is where you discuss what it would look like to continue working with you. So sometimes that can be lumped into one conversation, the wow talk and the sales conversation. Other times you might have that on a separate call. That's where you make the big ask. So come back tomorrow because we'll be talking about the conversation then. All right. Okay. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Now, remember, this is not a discovery call. You're a professional. These are going to create insight. You want to have that reaction of, "Oh, I never thought about that. Oh, that's a great idea." Right? Conversation leads to insight. So you get in those conversations, you're creating that insight for them. Insight leads to strategy and accountability. Strategy and accountability leads to improvement. Improvement leads to growth. Now, Sean, when he's working with someone and it's an offer of over $25,000, he will never spend less than 2 hours with a potential client before making an offer on working. Now, you might think, "What? 2 hours of my time, are you crazy?" Well, you really don't have to. It's not about the time. For Sean, it's 2 hours, $25,000 or more. For you, it might be 15 minutes. It really doesn't matter about the amount of time. It's about creating the deep clarity and making the certainty that it's a great fit, that you know that you can help them and support them and be able to see that real change, right? We are not those sleazy cars salesmen. We're not the ones that are in it just to make a buck. I've been on calls that I've used my clarity, right? That's that gut clarity that I've been on calls, and it was someone that was wanting to invest in the $20,000 offer that I had, and my, clarity was like, "Just don't think this is the right fit." The energy felt off, the questions that were asked, it just my gut said no, right? And I just said, I'm like, "You know what?" I said, "I really don't think that this is the right fit for you." Provided some other options, right? That's abundance thinking. Guys, abundance thinking is where it is at. I literally said no to someone that wanted to pay me $20,000. Do that, that knows that you're and for me, that was like a, gosh, I would've, really loved that money, and I know that I was in my integrity of doing what was best for me and them. I just don't think that they would have been happier, right? So, whatever time that is, if you're thinking, It's just a waste of time. Fine, time will pass anyway, right? Spend an hour having a high quality conversation, you can see all the insight that you get that you can provide for others, or spend an hour working on your website or hiding behind a social media post, right? And again, I'm not saying those things are bad. We need to do them, but we wanna spend 80% of the time in conversations if we are really looking to grow our business immediately and land clients today. And again, I love all those other things, social media posts, yes. And sometimes I just find that I'm hiding behind those for fear of something on the, that's on the conversations, right? But every great thing is on the other side of conversation. So I cannot tell you that enough. All right. So how do you conduct the wow talk? Whew. All right. So first we're going to set the tone. How is it that we're doing that? Here's just an example of a script. Feel free once we get done, you can go ahead and screenshot this if you'd like. Hey, Joe, I'm so excited to speak with you today. Thank you for spending time with me. In terms of our call today, we have 45 minutes. Does that still work for you? During our time together, I really want to understand your goals, obstacles, and what success would really look like for you. Is that okay? You see what we're doing? We're asking. We're not controlling, we're leading. We're giving a clear example and painting a picture of what the call is, but we're giving questions and asking them for permission, right? We're leading. So that'd be great. I'll be asking a lot of questions so I can really get a clear picture of what's possible as we're going along. If you have any questions at any point, please let me know. Cool? Awesome. During this call, our goal will be for you to leave this conversation with enough clarity to start making progress towards your big goals. This means I'm going to be honest, transparent, and real. Is that okay? Yep. Great. Awesome. So what I expect from you is to be just the same, honest, transparent, and real about your needs, struggles, and challenges. How does that sound? They'll say, okay, great. Now we move on. Okay. So here's what I want to tell you. This is a great script to start with. Here's what I will also tell you. When I first started doing this, I took the script and I took it, and because I felt like this is what worked, I needed to do it. Hi, Sally. I'm so excited to speak with you today. Thank you for spending time with me. In terms of our call today, we have 45 minutes. Does that still work for you? Okay, you've been with me for what, 43 minutes, and I'm behind schedules. We gotta keep going. You've been with me for 43 minutes. That is not me. Formal is not me. So this script is a great place to start, but then make it your own. So when I get on the calls, I'm like, "Oh, hey, Sally. Gosh, I am so excited to be able to chat with you today. How are things going?" "Great, awesome. Well, so excited that we can go ahead and have a chat." And I talk like that, right? The language and the way I show up is different than what this was. And so what I will tell you is that the conversion rates that I had increased drastically when I was just myself. Be yourself. I cannot tell you, show up authentically, show up with integrity, show up with a heart centered to want to serve, and you will see great change. Okay, so ask powerful questions. Leaders are known by the questions they ask. By asking questions, you're creating an atmosphere, not a here's the cool thing. Check this out. The top 10% coaches, consultants, and service providers ask 4 times the amount of questions than the bottom 90% of coaches, and they make about 7 times more money as well. Top 10% of coaches ask 4 times the amount of questions, and they make 7 times more. Now, this was something that I need to practice. One of the book bundles that we're giving away includes a book, called The Coaching Habit, and that really helped get into asking more questions and not trying to just tell, right? So, definitely encourage you to do that. Ask more questions. Take note how often I use the word "you" in each of these questions. All right, here's some coaching question examples. If we solved every problem you're currently facing, what problems would we talk about? Let's list them all out. What would make this an extraordinary conversation for you? How will you know when you've got what you want? What will you see, hear, and feel? Does your current strategy fill you with energy or drain you of energy? Remember, I mentioned that just a little bit ago. What fills me up or what drains me? Pay attention to that. Those are great. What could you do without this problem? What don't you want me to know about yourself? What are you holding back in this conversation? Who do you need to become in order for you to achieve what's in your heart? What's stopping you? What can you tell me about why you might be experiencing this? What if it gets worse or better in 3 months for you? All right? Let me go back and I'll let you screenshot this because these are great questions. It's a great launching pad. Again, make them your own. If asking a lot of questions is something new, here's some for you. So go ahead and screenshot that. Give me just a couple seconds while I take a drink of water, and then we are moving right on. All right. Tell me so far, what is your gold nugget so far today? I wanna know what is hitting you right in the heart today. Drop it down, gold nugget, and be sure, speaking of questions, if you have questions, we'll do Q&A at the end. Make sure you, first do hashtag questions and then list your questions. So as we go back through the, feed of comments, we'll be able to see quickly. Here's what I do though. We want their minds to be blown. We want them to be like, "Whoa, I hadn't thought of that. I hadn't considered that." Opening up the possibilities and expanding their minds to the options and the opportunities ahead is huge. Here's what people don't like know-it-alls. Studies show the more questions you ask, the more likely and friendly you come across. So there's a quick little tip for you. Ask more questions, you immediately become more likable and more friendly. All right. So now we're gonna go into talking about making the offer. Once you know your client has experienced a breakthrough, your job is to decide whether or not you wanna work with them. I already told you, sometimes I just say it's not a good fit. So if the answer is yes, then you can transition into sales conversation. Set up an appointment later for the sales portion if you want. So we'll show you how to do that in the sales demonstration tomorrow. So what we do is we work with our clients, we take them through a process called an offer therapy session. So basically, it's like 21 factors to help make the profit offer for them. So that's the insight that they gain. Find a way to create insight for the potential clients and the conversations that you have. So here's what you do. You get to set the tone, you get to ask powerful questions, you get to make the offer. There you go. That's it. But you're thinking, well, where do I find the people? Well, the easiest and quickest way we discovered to find new clients, are you ready? Not content. Content is a crowded space filled with noise, competition, and short attention spans. Social media sure done that for me. My attention span's gotten even shorter. I thought with ADHD and all that, it couldn't get shorter. It does. So with that, here's what you're competing up against. 300 hours of video are uploaded just YouTube every single minute. 3 million posts are published on Facebook each minute. 95 million photos and videos are published on Instagram every single day. 4.4 million blogs and articles are published online every day. Can you see all the noise out there that you're competing against? The quickest way of getting client is not by creating content. Should you create content? Absolutely. Talked about earlier. You absolutely do. But the real question is your goal to land a client this week, in a few days, today? If that's the case, if it's a heck yes, this is what you need to focus on. Alright, drum roll. Alright, okay, now here, let me tell you one thing though. Don't count yourself out. Do not count yourself out. The worst thing you can do right now is say, "Heather, that won't work for me." You'll come up with excuse after excuse, and you'll be absolutely right. If that's your mindset, it will not work for you. Instead of saying, "I tried that, it didn't work," why don't you ask yourself, "How can I make it work this time? I'm going all in." You ready? Yeah, all right, well, just get on with it. Okay, here it is. It's a word of mouth referral. Okay, here's what Ashira had said. She landed another couple for her one-to-one mentoring. She came in as a referral from a coach who did market research for me, right? Conversations that we're asking you to do this week. Chelsea, I just got off an interview call, and she wants to send 2 referrals my way for my all-inclusive offer at my ideal price point. Can you see how excited she is? And she should be. "Thank you, my one-to-one call went great, just working on referrals with her. She's a doc, she's going to send me her patients." Hello? Boom, that's a mic drop right there. When you get a referral, you're bypassing all of that online competition, trying to prove what's your difference, setting apart, and what you have that's different, and why you're valuable, all that stuff. 92%, 92% of buyers trust referrals from a friend without needing any more validation. That is so encouraging. Conversations that build relationships, those relationships can create referral programs. 92% of those don't need any more validation. I mean, do you see that? I mean, look at what we do. I don't know about you. Are you like an Amazon review person? Reading the reviews on Amazon or on Google before you go book a hotel or, a restaurant, right? I'm putting trust in referrals of people that I don't even know, that I hope are legit real people that are being honest, right? I'm Reviews are already something of value, but there is so much greater value in a review or a referral from someone that trusts you, that knows you specific personally, right? Where a buyer needs to consume 17 pieces of high quality content before they're primed to buy from you, a buyer needs only one referral to feel confident from buying from you. You see how you just sped up the time that it takes to land a client when you use a referral program? Huge, huge. And the trust factor, because of all the AI stuff, because of just life in general and the things in the world, 2024 moving forward is going to continue to be more about building trust. It's gonna take longer to build people's trust. Guess what? You only need one referral. The buyer only needs one referral to feel confident for buying from you. Talk about a quick trust factor, right? Drop down in the comments, hashtag trust. Like, that is huge. That is huge. One word of mouth referral drives 5 times more sales than any paid advertising funnel or piece of content. 5 times. Okay, now the Super Bowl commercials. We were talking about, like, all the ads and stuff earlier in the call. You know, Deets Nuts. This is like an older Super Bowl commercial. Why do people spend so much money on these commercials? Okay, actually, drop in the comments right now. I'm curious if you know how much it costs for a 30-second ad commercial in the Super Bowl, right? The Super Bowl is the one thing that even if people aren't watching the football, people watch football that day because 'cause they're watching for the commercials. It is to build that excitement, right? So now $7 million for a 30-second commercial. It doesn't appear that it increased much or, it doesn't show online from 23 to 24. It's a $7 million for a 30-second commercial. They're not selling Deets Nuts at the stand to be able to go get them right then, right? But it's all about the excitement that they are creating. These $7 million commercials almost sold out before the NFL season even began. Crazy. But what are they doing? They're building the excitement. And that's what we want you guys to be doing, and that's what we wanna help you with, is to be able to create excited buyers before they even come talk to you. Getting referrals is the quickest way to landing a client. We want them as excited as Taylor Swift and got playing watching the Chiefs play, right? We wanna have them ready and eager to be in your presence. A high profit referral system. This is what it is. And, we've got several different, profit centers. So we broke them up into like 5 different profit centers. 3 are around, clients that you already have. Think about clients who have paid you the most. You've worked with them, they've taken your highest offer, or, their lifetime value of how much they've spent with you is the most. You could also think about clients with the most recent purchases. Also think about clients with the most impactful wins. And then think about strategic partners. Who do you know that works with potential clients that would be a potential client for you? And then potential clients, who you know and would love to work with. So these are the types of things. And here's how you would go about, looking at a referral system. Hey, I'm looking for someone for some help, and I know you've always been someone I can trust. I've been up to something new and exciting. I'm actually in the process of finding just one more client for my whatever practice it is that you have. Describe your dream client using the psychographics. We talked about that yesterday a little bit too. Go back to watch day one if you haven't. Here's an example. For the last month, I've been looking for an ambitious woman entrepreneur who's a high achiever, runs a successful business, but is having a hard time getting out of the weeds of everything. She's stressed out of her mind, wearing every hat imaginable, and really wishes she had time to do more work she actually enjoys. She really values teamwork, collaboration, and enthusiasm. I'm excited because I've been giving people free 60-minute strategy coaching sessions while I search for her, and I know I'm on the verge of finding her. Do you know anyone who would benefit from a free 30-minute conversation with me? So choose 30 or 60 or 15, whatever you do, or 2 hours. Clearly, I'm giving options already there. So the response can either be like, "Oh, that's me. Okay, cool." They're like, "I'm all in. We're throwing money. Let's go. This is great." You got in the conversation for a referral partner. You've gotten that response where like they're ready to do it. Or they might be like, "Oh, no, but that is my friend Joe. Let me connect you." Or it could be, I don't know, but I'll keep you in mind. It's really exciting. I'm happy for you. That's awesome. Sounds great, right? You now have other people that are out there sharing what you do. But you might think, well, but I don't want to bug people. Okay, really? You don't want to bug people? You're lying to yourself if you believe no one is willing to help you succeed. It's not bugging people. And here's the thing, remember you're serving, not selling. If you have a way to serve other people, you're doing a disservice by not sharing. So people want to help you succeed. You're lying to yourself if you believe your gift is not worth sharing with others. Guys, this is one that I've like that I get to continue working on, right? I unpeel the layer of the onion and then another one pops up, right? We all have gifts to share. God has created something in us to be able to serve a great purpose. Eston shared in his live about the purpose that he is helping with people break through with their traumas. Right? We get to share our gift with others, and we want to make sure that you use that purpose. If you rush the conversation, push the sale, aggressively try to close a deal, then yes, you're bugging people. What's really behind the I don't want to bug people mentality? I find it's fears. Your fears about perfection will kill you faster than your imperfections. This is by Mandy Hale. Sometimes our fears are about, "What I need to get the funnel, the website, all those things done and make it perfect," right? Your fears about perfection will kill you faster than your imperfections. Screenshot that if that is hitting home with you guys, right? The beauty of the wow talk is that it focuses on serving, not selling. And if someone would truly benefit from having open a conversation, then you're denying the people the opportunity to see a shift in the world. All right. So on day one, you said it's my time to shine. This is me keeping you accountable to your commitment. Tag someone else. Tag someone that is on here on day two that you see showing up. Tag and tell them you see them and that you're holding them accountable. To remind them that it's their time to shine. Someone that you chatted with on day one, make sure that they're here. Make sure they catch a replay of this. Okay, so the day 2 workbook will be emailed to you. It's free. It's go to clientschallenge.com, forward slash that's wrong, it's not workbooks. If you do forward slash day 2, TWO, you should be able to get that. So if you have any issues with that, let me know. We will be happy to get that taken care of you. But if you've officially signed up, you should get an email with those workbooks. You get the ultimate referral script, the coaching opening and closing script, the top questions asked during a coaching conversation, exact step-by-step walkthrough, a powerful coaching call, bonus activity audit worksheet. I got 3 minutes left now. I think I might do it. Well, the goal was to be here, start on time, end on time. Let's go. Want to get results even faster? Make sure that this week you get into the coaching calls. The inner circle. Not only is the coaching itself powerful, but you get all of those amazing resources to be able to help you and put those the recordings forever, and then you also have the scripts and everything as well. So that's what we're doing in the inner circle. It's $97. You get access to the recordings and all of the scripts. There's a link, clientschallenge.com/inner circle. Screenshot that. I'm sure someone on the team will be able to put that in the comments as well to make sure you have an opportunity to do that. We will be starting that in 32 minutes. So be able to jump right in there. Inner circle, it really is where it is at. People have it was literally me after day 4 live. Can't wait for the inner circle call. Couldn't believe how much coaching conversation that was done in there. Felt like it spoke directly to them. Guys, it's a no-brainer. $97. There it is. You get the coaching and you get all of the resources as well. Here's your action plan. Your action plan. Screenshot this if you need to. Action plan is to interview one more person by tomorrow. At most, it'll take an hour. Use a referral script and offer someone a free wow talk. Go live and share your answer to these 2 questions as soon as we get off. We're going to do a little Q&A here in just a couple minutes. As soon as we get off, make sure that you go live and share. What activities have you been wasting your time on? Yeah, social media. What's your biggest breakthrough today? Every live stream enters you in a chance to win a prize. Remember we talked about all those awesome prizes? You get a chance to win. Grab your spot in the inner circle so we can help you build your offer. These are all the prizes we talked about. So, Brian, when we get on to Q&A, Brian's gonna come in and announce the winner for the $25 gift card for today. Every day we're giving one away. We've got books, we've got coaching, all sorts of stuff, and iPads that we are giving away. So, here in just a minute, once we go with our Q&A, we will announce that. All the other prizes, including the coaching, the VIP day, with all 3 of us being your coaches, there's over $10,000 that we're giving away. All the rest of the stuff will be announced on Friday at 9 a.m. So when you win, when you find out that you won, go to support@abundanceworldwide.com the next 72 hours to claim your prize. After that, no bueno. So make sure you get that done. Here's this week, 1 o'clock. Okay, day 3, the Heck Yes Sales System. Day 4, the secret psychology behind leadership and influence. Day 5, the 7-figure coaches model. Bonus, all kinds of bonuses every single day. Make sure you get it all. This is the team. We cannot do it without all of this crew, so we love it. Sean is the CEO of Abundance Worldwide. We got Dan behind the scenes as COO. I'm the Chief Experience Curator. Brian is the Chief Abundance Officer. And guys, I mean, these are references that were made in the challenge, and some of them that I added on just at the end that are not listed there, like some of the books. But anyway, guys, it is 100. Okay, I gotta do just a little dance party for myself because I tend to roll and I tend to go off tangent because things come up and I run late. We did it. We are done. It is 1 o'clock. I'm so excited about that. I'm celebrating myself with that. And Brian, There you are. How you doing?
It's question and answer time. All right. So, hey everybody. I first of all, I'm going to start off with the most important question. How did it feel today, Heather, to be talking about this? I know you are so passionate and you practiced and use this yourself. So, tell me, how did it feel teaching what you've been doing?
Oh god. Well, first of all, I'm like sweating. I'm like, I needed the fan on. I'm like, I do. I get excited about this stuff. It's just conversations is where it's just where I live anyway, in general. So it's an easy thing to lean in and to have the resources behind it to give a little bit more, make it even easier and have the logic and the stats that say this makes sense. I'm like, oh, so I just get to be me. Awesome. I love it. So yeah, I definitely did practice several times. And I have my little cheat sheet here with my times that I kept looking at. Cause I'm like, ooh, I am behind. I was usually behind and I had to keep picking up the pace, but we did it.
So good. I guess one thing I want to follow up though is you're a bit extroverted. So what about the people who are introverts who are like, yes, you live in conversation, but I don't. So
Yeah.
what advice do you have for them?
Yeah, and I think it goes to what when I talked about it earlier in the call too is like show up as you. Like even if you're an introvert, just because you're an introvert, wonderful because you know what? There's a lot of other introverted people that are looking for someone like you. They're not going to want to work with me, right? And I think that is what I think when we give ourselves permission to know we can show up exactly how we are and we will serve the people we are meant to serve, it really is nice. So yes, if you are an introvert, that's okay. Go ahead and, maybe even start off smaller. Like, hey, just if you had 15 to 20 minutes, I'd love to ask a couple questions. You don't have to feel like you have to do an hour. You can have impact and clarity and help someone and feel powerful in 5 or 10 minutes. So don't feel like you have to be me or Brian or do it a certain way, right? Conversations, yes, do it your way, do it real, and you are going to find great success.
Yeah, and I love it. And I would just want to add to it. And my wife is a big introvert as well, and so uh, one of the things she tells me all the time, and I hope this really relates to someone out there who might be introverted. It's not like introverts hate conversations. You just hate surface conversations. You hate meaningless conversation. You like the deep conversations. And so when you do these wow conversations, or when you're doing your interviews, it's deep and connective and you actually get the energy from that. And so yes, I just think that's another thing. If you haven't tried them yet, because you said because I'm an introvert, just go, I'm gonna have a deep conversation, the kind of ones that I like, the kind that I love.
Yes. Yeah, that's a great point because I've heard from people that are like, "Oh my goodness, just, I'd rather, go jump in a lake with crocodiles than have a conversation and have the, "Oh, how are you? How's the weather?" kind of
Yep.
conversations. You're right. Yeah, going deep for sure.
Good. Well, I want to, first of all, I'm going to announce the $25 winner because I'm also going to use their question. So
Oh,
it is going to be Michelle Marie.
hey,
So
Michelle.
congratulations. So we'll put this up there, but you want to do support at Abundance Worldwide within the next 72 hours, Michelle Marie, and let them know you're going to claim your $25 prize. Because I think she just asked a really great question. She was asking, do you give your referrer anything? Like, do you give them a kickback? Do you give them something free? Or do you just go, thank you, I'm going to count my money, peace out? What do you do with the people who refer you?
Yeah, yeah, that's a great question. And I think you can do it any of those ways that was suggested. A lot of times if it's just a referral, if it's not a official referral partner, I always want to make sure I at least just acknowledge and thank them. And it could be something small. So if I know that someone had referred another client that I work with, it could be an unexpected gift card to their favorite, if I know their favorite coffee place, or if you're on social media people, they love to go eat at this restaurant, right? Throw something in because they're genuinely wanting to refer you someone because of the value you gave them. And so with that, it's like they're not looking for anything. But I always love surprise and delight, right? I love to surprise them with something. And then I do have other referral partners where, it's strategic and we have a back to back where there's a part commission. And so 10% commission is pretty common, but you can set it up to be whatever works best for you.
Yeah, I personally do 10%, even if they're not an official. Um, Yeah, I've got one client that has brought in so many for me, and she's like, this she's even like, I don't even want the money because I believe what you do so much, but I love being able to do that. So it's just a really good thing, and I think that's also that kind of piece of abundance is there's more than enough to go around. So I love to, like, if I'm blessed, I'm gonna bless others. Let's keep the blessed train going.
Yep, absolutely.
So I did see one other question. They didn't say who the name in there, but it is it a different approach in person versus Zoom?
Oh, great question. For me, it's not. And I'd be curious to see how you feel about this, Brian, too. But for me, it's I'm showing up the same way. We're having the conversations. I'll tell you with Zoom, when I was first starting, hey, use post-it notes. I had my little notes here. So honestly, if you're feeling a little unsure, Zoom might be a great way to kind of tiptoe in of, okay, I have my notes. What do I need to ask? How do I do it? Just help. It gives it's like a little security blanket, right? I think in person is always great too, because I just feel like there can be a really strong connection. You can really, be a little bit more distraction free and engaged. So there's no right or wrong in my world. I think there's value. However, how I set them up, I handle it the same way.
Yeah, I would say exactly the same. I think of course, you can give hugs and high fives and handshakes in person, but I think one of the things is um, if you're in person, you want to make sure you set the intention of a wow conversation or an interview. You can't just be like at a networking event and then say, hey, and start asking some of those questions because you might be violating some kind of a social norm and they don't know. And that's not going to make you have that integrity of people. So if you meet someone and you really connect, you say, hey, Heather, I love everything you do. I want to sit down and have a conversation. I want to get to know you more. I want to share a little bit of what I do and let's explore, and then they give you that permission. So just don't jump into it when you're excited and you feel that connection.
Yeah, yeah. And I do think that my focus can be better when I'm on Zoom. I love in person, but it's real easy to get into that just a real casual and like all of a sudden we kind of catch up and chat and chit chat. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I had questions I'm gonna ask you. We're out of time. So yeah, no right or wrong, just whatever works for you.
Yep, exactly. Well, we've got 2 minutes left. Go ahead and everyone just write down, put in the chat, what is one gold nugget that you are taking away from today that you're like, oh my gosh. And I know you probably got a lot of them. Maybe what's the one that's sticking to you right now? I love to see some of those. What's a gold nugget you have as a teaching? Like every time we hear this, every time we teach it, even we get new gold nuggets. So
Oh,
what about for you?
oh gosh. No, for me, there's always something, when you teach, you get to really have it sink in even deeper. And so for me, when I go through, it's always like, oh yeah, like that's it. For me, it's the distractions. I mean, that's what hit again. I mean, I literally had a course in a group around AI content, and it was called Squirrels Gone Wild content creation. And one of my friends actually said, they're like, Squirrels Gone Wild, I think you might attract the wrong people. I'm like, well, they'll just be very disappointed. But I love the play on names, right? I'm like, it's fine. But I'm like, for me, it's a reminder of the distractions. It's a reminder of getting back into the power of one. What is that? Because I know that when I have one focus, one goal, everything is so much easier. Everything is more exciting. Everything is just, everything grows exponentially when I'm there. So that was my reminder and golden nugget to myself.
So good. Yeah, I think for me, I had two, and one was totally distract. I don't know why I never thought about this again. I'm going to do a post on it, but I wrote up the word distraction and I crossed out DISTR. And I'm like, if you get rid of that, you get into action. And I was like, oh my goodness, it's amazing how distraction gets you into that. Um, and then the other thing, this just once again reminds me is the power of getting back to the basics, which you kind of also just touched on. We start to overcomplicate. We think everything's about our website, our funnels, or is this the best content? Have conversations, understand what it is people actually want, provide what they want. And it really ends up becoming simple and it removes so much stress when you could show up simply because then
Yeah.
you're more present, you're more aware, and you better connect with people, which is just always a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. So you still got some time. The Inner Circle. Someone can post the link again. It's going to start up in 20 minutes. We still have some spots available. And we just want to say thank you for attending day 2. Make sure you get your workbook, do your homework, and show up fresh and ready to learn and take action tomorrow. We look forward to seeing everybody. Bye.
Bye, guys.